Battlefield Baseball! The rules of the game are simple. It's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out. But this is unlike any other game you have ever seen. This is Battlefield Baseball. This week I watched the 2003 masterpiece from Yudai Yamaguchi, Battlefield Baseball, a title which I've already repeated 3 times. And the conclusion that I drew from watching this film can be summed up in a few short words. What is stopping us from making more movies like this? Ever since I started this channel, I've been exploring so many B movies, for lack of a better word, and I am discovering that they are pretty much my favorite type of film. And I love them so much because you can get away with pretty much anything. Take the movie in question, for example. If a regular film with regular stars routinely broke out into song, had main characters constantly being replaced by different actors, and generally had no dramatic consequences, you would reject that film and call it bad. But in a B movie such as this, it is exactly what you want. I would describe Battlefield Baseball as a bizarre blend of movies like Battle Royale and Shaolin Soccer. It places high schoolers into these absurdly violent situations and transforms a beloved game into a sport unlike anything you have ever seen. But if this sounds a little bit too tiring and ridiculous for you, hopefully my description of the movie can be at least a little bit entertaining. The movie starts off like this. Every high school baseball team's dream is to go to the legendary Koshin Stadium tournament. And for the first time in years, Sado High School might actually have a chance. Their team is full of great athletes, including the home run hitter Gorilla. Yes, that is his actual name. They just saw this big-ass hulking kid and decided to name him Gorilla. What I love too is the actor's performance pretty much is a pantomime of Donkey Kong. He just goes around grunting and swinging like, yeah, yeah. The team does have a weak link, however, a shortstop who can't field a simple ground ball. They call him Four Eyes. But like I was saying, this year the team might actually have a chance to compete. No other character is as delighted at this prospect other than Principal Kocho, the coach of the team. That's also something I noticed with this movie. A lot of the Japanese names are eerily similar to English words, but something has gone terribly wrong. The epilogue of a dream that the principal had, of his entire baseball team being wiped out by the evil Ghetto High, is coming to a reality. The head teacher reveals to him that the first game will be played against the aforementioned Ghetto High school. The school is literally called Ghetto High. That's the type of unsubtlety that I am here for. And they are infamous for brutally killing all of their opponents. When they play, I guess the umpires get too scared to challenge them, and they say, well, all's fair in the game, but there's pretty much no consequences whenever Ghetto High brutally slaughters an entire baseball team full of high schoolers. Because of course there isn't. Upon hearing this news, Kocho loses all hope. Back on the practice field, Four Eyes is fetching a wayward ball and ends up cornered by a gang of expelled students, but hiding amongst the rafters, meditating upside down, as all mysterious protagonists do, is Jubei, a newly transferred student who is here because he is hopping along from school to school, constantly getting expelled. He defends Four Eyes from the gang, demonstrating exquisite ball skills. Principal Kocho witnesses Jubei decimate the dropouts, led by Bancho. Fighting baseball in this scene is legendary. Just look at these moves. Kocho sees his opportunity within Jubei and begs and pleads with him to please join the team. He can't let another round of students get slaughtered to this Ghetto High. But being the cool cat he is, Jubei refuses the call. And somewhere in between that, Bancho reappears, played by a different actor, but with the same hair. Because even though he got killed, why shouldn't he be able to join back in on the fun? Anyway, Jubei goes to meander and ponder in some tall, grassy fields when Four Eyes confronts him and makes his own plea to join the team. He asks him, why, Jubei? Why won't you play baseball? I don't understand. Your skills are unmatched. Let me tell you by busting out into song. Because how else could I possibly explain this to you? How will you know the depths of my emotion if I don't cover the screen in a pink filter? Never mind how poor his pitching form is, he could throw a baseball so fast it tore right through his dad's heart. It's tragic, really. Almost brings a tear to my eye just thinking about it. After realizing that his deadly pitch was not only a danger to himself, but to the ones that he cared about the most, Jubei swore off baseball completely. And there's nothing that's gonna change that. Oh, never mind. But maybe all Jubei really needed to open himself up to the game that he loved was someone that understands him. Someone like Four Eyes, whose mother completely bans him from touching baseball for reasons that we will learn later. Touched by Four Eyes' explication into his own personal matters, Jubei joins the team. And everyone in the school happens to be there, I guess, eavesdropping on them, excitedly giving them a round of applause at the possibility that maybe the whole team won't get killed by Ghetto High. But there's bad news. Once the first game actually starts, Jubei is nowhere to be found. What are they gonna do? Principal Kocho tries to warn the rest of his team. Don't play, you must forfeit, don't play, you'll get yourself killed. But Gorilla, being the brazen, brash monster that he is, refuses to heed the warning and says, you know what, Principal? We can take them no matter what. They all got, the whole team just got killed. Gorilla was no match for the dangerous Ghetto High. Now that the whole team is dead, barring Four Eyes, the head teacher, and Principal Kocho, they say, F it. We gotta suit up and take Ghetto High on because there's no one else left to play. By the time Jubei actually comes to the field, the baseball diamond is pretty much a cemetery. Corpses everywhere. He grabs onto what he thinks is the dead body of Four Eyes, only to find a little surprise. And now Jubei's dead too. But wait, this doesn't seem like the story's over, because in the afterlife, Jubei talks to his father and tells him, son, you need to use your special talents for good. And taking this message to heart, Jubei bursts out of his grave. But for the time being, this game is over. But they are still determined to defeat Ghetto in a rematch. Back home, Four Eyes' mother discovers that he has been playing ball, something that is a big no-no. So naturally, she locks him up in a cage and treats him like a dog. When Jubei comes to rescue him, he engages Four Eyes' mother in this epic kung fu battle. Once he finally gains the upper hand, he asks her, why won't you let Four Eyes play ball, yo? As it turns out, she tells him that her husband died to a horrific baseball accident when one of her sons pitched it so hard it tore his heart out. It was soon after that Four Eyes' brother disappeared. Wow, what a sad set of circumstances. Unsurprisingly, Jubei can relate to that highly specific story. Wait a minute. Four Eyes and Jubei have been long-lost brothers this whole time? Realizing this, the trio all embrace. And the mom's like, okay, yeah, fine, you can play baseball. It's totally cool. Back at Ghetto High, the evil coach is developing a new weapon of evil destruction. But Jubei is there to stop them, joined by Kocho, Bancho, Four Eyes, and then a few other surprise guests start to make their appearance. The fan favorite Gorilla is back, this time transformed into a humanoid cyborg, as is head teacher. And how could you forget Four Eyes' mom too? So there we have it, a fulfilled squad, ready to take revenge on the evil Ghetto High. The battle will be legendary. The same old drunk man who's been at all of the different fights is there to watch this one too, with his pet dog. Filled with violence, unexpected surprises, sacrifice, and love. Finally, the only two remaining are Jubei and the Ghetto High head coach. The head coach is impressed. He's never seen a mortal with skills such as these. But how could but a teenager be a match for a undead master? He knocks Jubei to the ground, ready to inject him with that experimental weapon he's been working on, ready to inflict him with 1,000 years of suffering. But what's this? Why isn't Jubei in any pain? Four Eyes sacrificed himself to save Jubei from the torture. Jubei leaps up, now empowered with the fury of loss, and attacks the coach. But before he can kill them, the ghetto players plead for his life, explaining passionately how he brought them all out of orphanages, how they had nothing to live for, and how he gave their lives meaning. It's truly touching. He has become something of a father to them. How can you blame them that they've been murdering and slaughtering high schoolers across the country? So in an act of moral righteousness, Jubei allows the coach to live. Everyone gains a newfound respect for life, and the weird disfiguration that the coach had is now gone. Like before, after he gave his speech, it's like the whole school just teleported there and is now applauding this reverence for human compassion and love. The coach even gives Jubei an antidote for the poison that infected Four Eyes' bum. But wait! That same evil guy that introduced the Ghetto High characters is back with a vengeance. I guess he was like the only one that didn't see his ghetto high head coach as a father figure because he mows them down with an assault rifle. Everyone except Jubei is shot. But I mean, come on, this one guy isn't a match for the GOAT. My dude, my... But as he looks around, all of his comrades, his nakama, all of his comrades have fallen. Overwhelmed with emotion, Jubei sheds his tears. This expulsion of his tears, of his water, of his emotion, causes the cherry blossoms to bloom and fall, and everyone on the field returns to life. Jubei's tears have saved us all. Jubei's tears! His tears are like waters from the heaven, resurrecting everyone and causing the seasons to change and the flowers to bloom. Do you see how monumental this moment is? Joyously, the whole crowd celebrates once more. They have finally toppled and not only defeated, but befriended Ghetto High. Except for that one dude who's dead for real. But unfortunately, there was another victim throughout all of these circumstances. The drunk who has been entertained by watching all of these fights throughout the film has died from alcoholism. And as it turns out, the narrator who has so eloquently explained these circumstances and events that have transpired turns out to be none other than the drunk's dog. So yeah, Battlefield Baseball is just a movie told from the perspective of a dog. The dog in this movie is a sociopath. I know after hearing me talk through it, you're like, I need to watch Battlefield Baseball right now. Well, do I have news for you? Unfortunately, it's not really streaming anywhere unless you have a really good video store like Cinephile, like I have, where I rented this from. It might be kind of hard to get your hands on the DVD, but fear not, because the Russian streaming service OK.ru has this movie locked up and ready to go for you right now. I don't know, it's really easy to watch these movies and dismiss them as stupid, ridiculous, inconsequential, but to me, that's precisely why they are so awesome. In a world where movies are sometimes just taken way too seriously, it's nice to watch something that is intentionally all about having fun, no matter how juvenile or childish or stupid you might think it is. I'm being genuinely serious when I say I love this movie. It'd be a great time to watching it with friends. I had to watch it alone, like how I watch everything. But it also made me want to delve deeper into this subgenre of a subgenre. Violent baseball exploitation films seem like they're actually kind of a thing in Japan. As a matter of fact, exploitation films in general seem to be something that's way more common and accepted in a country like Japan rather than the United States. Whenever people make movies here, barring of course many exceptions, but it just seems like there's so much pressure on filmmakers to make something that is of quote unquote high art or seriousness, or just generally maintaining a drama that feels real. But I don't know, to me there's so much value you can get out of a movie that completely disregards all of that. For me, that's pretty cool. That's why I've been watching so many Japanese exploitation movies the last 6 months. Let me know what you think. If you've seen any other movies like this, I doubt you've seen this movie. Maybe you have. Please go watch it on OK.ru like I mentioned. It's only like 85 minutes. What other stupid exploitation films do you love? I might check them out and make a video on them. You never know. That's a wrap on today's video. Thank you so much for sticking around. If you're still here listening to me talk, I love you so much. Yeah, I don't really know what to say. But genuinely, thank you for watching this channel. It means a lot. This channel, it's all right. Peace out.